is a story, and not of a lovely lady, but of a tight end
Who can't rap for crap?
who should not rap. That's for damn sure. And the offseason he had, because this was a storyline that kind of really took over the offseason for a good portion of it during the slower news days, so to speak. There, but we got to find out more about the Waller decision, and I'm curious if they include that stuff because he wasn't around the Giants. You know, he was on his own, so to speak. There, I wasn't sure if he wanted to play, but he did interviews. He's never been camera shy. I'm wondering if the Waller saga comes into play here, and if so, how much does it come into play? Because it was a big story for the Giants in this offseason, but again, Waller may not have wanted to be part of that. So, do we get more information on the medical issue he had? We just heard about that as he retired. That wasn't, public knowledge until then. Not that it should be. It's his personal medical information. But did we find out more information on what happened exactly? Because it's been a little ambiguous in the details. So, maybe that's why, because they were saving it for the show. Maybe it's just Waller doesn't want to share it, which is his right. We don't know. I'm kind of curious in that one there. Do we learn more about when he decided to retire? I don't think we'll learn in that one personally, because I think there was a handshake agreement that he would not retire officially until after June 1st. The Giants knew at draft time, probably. That's why they got Theo Johnson. You can't admit that you're cheating the system, though. But
yeah,
Giants hadn't done that yet with the play, though. So technically, he could have any time retired and done that. I think their Giants just wanted to keep their options open, so to speak, in case they wanted to cut someone or something was going to happen, and they had that spot to go ahead and do a June 1st cut like that. I do think that's probably the scenario because, again, you can do it once and once only. If he had retired before June 1st, they couldn't do that to anybody else. I think there was a handshake agreement there. I could be wrong. And again, they're not going to admit that on the show, obviously. So the last part, listen, it's not necessarily the biggest thing ever, but listen, we all like drama. We all love drama. I don't care what anybody says. We all love drama. We may not be the people that want to get involved in it. We may avoid people that are drama filled in our lives or we're in our lives at some point. We all love learning about it, getting involved and hearing about it without having the stress of actually being in the middle of it. You give me the look, Rob. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Why do you think stuff like the OJ trial was the biggest thing ever? Because it was so drama-filled, but it didn't affect us either way.
I'm also not a fan of reality TV, but sometimes. But yeah, exactly. It's very popular. I'm not a fan of it.
First off, I have watched you watching Jerseylicious so many times it's not even funny.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You are a fan of the Gatsby Salon. I'm embarrassed that I even know the name of the salon.
I was about to say, I don't even know what the hell that is.
In Greenbrook, New Jersey on Route 22. Who said that? What's going on here?
Wait, I used to work around the corner from there.
Yeah, it was like, what's that? That's a small little city that Jersey has. It's like a 1 square mile, and the whole town is like a 25-mile-an-hour speed trap.
Keensburg?
No, not Keensburg. Keensburg is a nuclear waste dump, is what that is. But I'm talking a speed trap. I'm sorry to anybody in Keensburg, by the way. I grew up in West Keensburg. It's okay. I can say it. Anybody else says that we smack them, but we can say it if you grew up there. But yeah, it's not. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a D. Is it Denellen? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, the Denellen right there by.
I forget what it is, but there's a little.
Jersey.
Yeah, there's a little little town like that, just a little bit north of Edison. But if you keep driving through that town, you'll hit 22, and right there is where Greenbrook is. You make a left, and there's the old Gatsby Salon. If it's still up, even I don't even know. I just remember my wife used to watch the show, and I'm sitting there watching it, and then all of a sudden I drive by the show one day. I'm driving by the salon one day. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the salon in that show, because in that show they made it seem like it was like Hoboken or Bayonne, and I'm like, and I saw the logo, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is nowhere near that part of Jersey at all.
No,
as it gets. So anyway, what I was getting at before I went a rant about Jerseylicious, which I never thought I would do on the show, is I'm curious, do we learn more about the soap opera that was the marriage/divorce to WNBA star and amazing popcorn eater Kelsey Plum? And if anybody doesn't know about what I mean about the popcorn, just search Kelsey Plum popcorn. It'll come right up. Rob's searching it now. It's a little provocative.
What did I miss?
Oh, yeah, I thought you knew about that. Anyway, I don't know why it's considered provocative, but it is. It's like, but doesn't.
Why does it come up before I finish having popcorn?
I told you it's a big thing. You got to watch like the video part of it though. That's what people like. The crazy faces she makes and all. But anyway, we got to find out. Do we find out more information?
You just look up the gifts of it.
Do we find out more about this? Do we? Yep. I'm telling you, it was like a big thing when it happened. I don't know why. But yeah, it's like
she made some crazy faces. I'm not gonna lie.
She did. But do we find out more of what happened? Do we find anything? I don't think we do, because I think I'll put it this way: if we do, that just shows how bad Waller has no respect for Kelsey Plum anymore. And I'm not knocking him if he doesn't. I don't know what happened. For all I know, she's a complete B to him. For all I know, she cheated on him. I don't know we don't know the scenario.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying she is one. I'm not saying she did cheat. I'm just saying we don't know the scenario. And if it was a friend of mine and she did treat him poorly, I would have no problem with him publicly bashing her. I would probably encourage it. But if it was an amicable, in any way, shape, or form, disillusionment of this marriage, then I would say, hey, just keep it out. It's not worth the headache, no matter what. You know what I mean? But it sounds like this was not amicable in any way, shape, or form, considering the man had her stunt double, so to speak, in the rap video, stab him in the back. So there is the possibility we do get some more information on this. Which, like I said, if he does that, oh my God, would it be like the biggest story for that episode probably. And then she would probably come back in social media. The two of them would go back and forth at that point, So interesting. I'm kind of curious to see what happens there. Because I don't know. I don't know why. I hate to admit it. I love the drama that I'm not a part of. That cannot affect me in my life in any way, shape, or form. I do. I'll admit it. I'm one of those people. I don't watch TMZ. I don't watch Desperate Housewives or Beverly Hills Housewives or any of the Housewives hoopla, but once a good story comes down, I kind of sometimes can't stop but finding out more information at that point there. If perhaps a certain Philadelphia Eagle gets chased down by a naked OnlyFans person, I'm just saying, that's kind of a big thing still at that point. Terrell Lewis, no one ever heard of this guy basically, and all of a sudden that happened. They became, the biggest story of the NFL for a week or two. I don't know if the biggest. We'll have to ask her, but still, Hey-oh. But yeah, like I said, who doesn't love a good drama? So we'll find out what happens there, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.